quiz book. So we are going to do trapezoids. I'm pulling out my little flow chart from 2 classes ago. You don't have this in front of you right now. All you need to do is look. We did this half of it with the parallelograms, rhombuses, rectangles, squares. Now we're going to do trapezoids. Trapezoids only have one set of parallel sides. So you get these 2 sides. You don't have this. You're just going to listen to me, all right? But we're going to close the computers. You have one set that's parallel, and then the other 2 aren't, all right? Same side, again, means supplementary. So your same side add up to what? What does supplementary mean? And 1/8 is the number that we use for most things. Can you guys please put all the things away and stop being distracted? It's a respect thing more than anything else. And I want you to know what you're doing. All right, now isosceles means that 2 of the sides are congruent. You'll have the little tick marks on them. It means your diagonals are congruent and your base angles are congruent, which is great because you get to just repeat a bunch of the numbers over and over again. All right, so there's only one set of parallel sides, and then isosceles means you get a bunch of stuff that's congruent, okay? So we're going to do 6 of these. The other 4 is your classwork, all right? I have a place on Schoology for you to enter them. So look at this first one. Do you see how these 2 are parallel, but the other 2 aren't? That's why it's a trapezoid, all right? We're going to find our angles here. This one is 87. I know if I do 180 minus 87, I'm going to get this one. So what would that be? 180 minus 80 would just be 100. Minus another 7 would be 93. I'm just going to try and be your calculator because I want to get through it and have enough time left over. So if you do 180 minus 87, you're going to get this one. Same thing for K. If I do 180 minus 51, I'm going to get this one. So you just do 180 and you subtract. Was that going to be 129? Did I do that right in my head? Okay. So can you all do 180 minus something in the calculator? You're there? Okay. So K is 129. M is 93. I'm going to go over here and do the one right next to it. I realize that's number 4. I don't really care what numbers they are, but yeah, can you put in a pass? All right, do you see how these 2 sides are parallel? Those are the ones with the little arrows on them. Okay. Same thing. I want these 2 angles to add up to 180. So I'm going to do 54 plus my 8x plus 6 equals 180. Now that I am going to put in the calculator because I don't know what that is, off the top of my head. All right, but do you see how I just added them to be 180? Okay. So let me go in here. I'm going to type. What is it? 54 plus 8x plus 6. And then what would I put in the next box down? Y equals 180. I'm going to zoom out until I get up to 180. Click on my intersection. X is 15. Did it ask for X or did it ask for something else? Like, am I finished with that? X. We're done. Cool. Sometimes you have to take 15 and then plug it back in and find something else. All right. Number 2, do you see how these 2 are parallel? That's why it's a trapezoid. Do you also see these 2 little tick marks here? That means it's an isosceles trapezoid. So we get a whole bunch more stuff that's the same. If this is 112, the one next to it is also 112. And then how would I get the ones at the bottom? Well, how did we do it in this problem right here? You heard me just say it like a minute ago. What am I going to subtract? What do I subtract 112 from? 180. It would be 180 minus 112. What is that going to be? 68. And since it's isosceles, if that's 68, this one over here is also 68. And then you can just go fill in the answers where they go. What was Q? Q was 112, and then these 2 are 68. And if you were to do 112 plus 112 plus 68 plus 68, what's the total for the whole everything? 360. Cool. Thank you for the people that are listening to me. Some of you still have computers open. It is just blatant disrespect at this point. I'm begging you to shut them and just listen to me. All right. Go ahead and flip over. Again, I'm going to leave some of them for classwork. Number 6. It says isosceles. So I'm going to mark my 2 tick marks in there. And then I know that my base angles are congruent. So I'm going to set these equal. 2x plus 27 equals 5x minus 12. So you would put this in the first box of your calculator, this in the second box of your calculator, and click on the intersection. So I'm just trying to do that in my head. 13. You would put this in the first box of the calculator, this in the second box of the calculator, click the intersection. I'm just trying to speed it up for you. Now, did we get asked for X? No, we got asked for a whole bunch of other stuff. Can you please close that computer? Thanks. So I'm going to have to take 13 and plug it back in. So this would be 2 times 13 and then plus 27. 2 times 13 is 26. Let me see. 26 plus 27 would be 53. So if angle D is 53, which other one is also 53? Yeah, that's 53. C is 53. And then I'm going to do 180 minus 53 to get the other one. All right, it's 180 minus what you had. So that's going to be 127. And if that's 127, which other one is 127? Yeah, B. And then you can just go and list them out. And if you were to add 127 plus 127 plus 53 plus 53, all of them add up to 360. You can do that to check if you want to. All right, so slide over to number 9. We're going to do 2 more. We're going to do 9, and then we're going to do 8 down at the bottom. All right, MNOP is isosceles. That means these 2 sides are congruent. You can go ahead and put your little tick marks in there. It says MP, so that's this side, is 16x minus 13. So I'm going to fill that in. NO is 9x plus 8. Well, what do we know about those 2 sides? They're congruent. Perfect, and good vocabulary. So you would do 16x minus 13 equals 9x plus 8. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go through that, but how would you put it in the calculator? You would put that in the first box, this in the second box, click the intersection. Could you do that? Cool. All right. And then for y, it says Pn is 5y plus 19, and MO is 12y minus 37. So once again, the 2 that I highlighted right here, Pn and MO, what do you know about those 2? Do they look the same? From P to N and then from M to O. Do you see how they're the same? Okay, your diagonals are congruent, all right? So you would set 5y plus 19 equal to 12y minus 37. Basically, for the isosceles ones, if you're not sure what to do, set the things equal. Again, I'm not going to make you watch me type it in the calculator. You would put this in the first box, this in the second box, click the intersection. But if you type y, it's not going to work. You're going to have to type x. Perfect. Good. Thank you for listening to me. We're going to do one more. So go down to number 8. Again, it says isosceles. So I'm going to mark these 2 congruent. If this is 6x minus 1, that means angle Z is also 6x minus 1. And if I add these 2 together, it should equal what? What is our magical number? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have put an equal sign. Should be plus. We're going to add them together, and it should equal how much? These 2 would add up to 180. All right, I am going to have to type that in the calculator because we have to get the next piece of information. So I'm going to put that whole left side of the equation into my calculator. And I already have y equals 180 in there, so I don't need to do that again. So what is it? 10x plus 5 plus 6x minus 1. Hey, we focus. I'm almost done. I'm going to click on the intersection. Where is it? I got x equals 11. But did they ask us for x? No. I want something else. All right, come on, computer. Here's my cursor. Trying to stop sharing. All right, so x is 11. I'm going to take it and plug it back in. So to get w, I would do what? 10, and then what? Yeah, 10 times 11 plus 5. What is that, 100? Because this would be 100, 100, yeah, 116.
Can I stab them?
Yeah, can you put in a pass? So if W is 116, which one is also 116? Yeah, X is 116. And then to get these two, I'm going to do 180 minus 116. So that's going to be 64 for both of those. And again, if you add all of that together, it should equal 360.